Hello guys, welcome back to welcome back to another vlog with me. This time I'm doing another sit down talking to myself on my bedroom floor. This time I'm just in a different area of my bedroom. This week I wanted to talk about something a bit more serious. I wanted to talk about mental health a little bit. I have literally planned this video out so many times, and in my head I've thought about what I was going to say. The second I turn the camera on, my brain farts and I don't remember a thing. So like, where do I even start every single time I try and make this video? Basically, the thing that I've noticed, and I've noticed it for a long time now, everybody seems to be going through their own kind of shit. And I've noticed as well online, people are a lot more supportive and a lot more vocal about how they're feeling. And I think that's really important, because there's so many people that are suffering in silence, and when they hear or see somebody else talking about their issues, sometimes it can make it easier for them to be vocal, or it just helps to know that they're not the only person on this ship. There's a load of ships, they're all in the same ocean and they're all getting through the storm. We're all going through it, but we're getting out of the other side of it. I've dealt with a lot of stuff from a very young age. I just think it's super important for people to talk and to be vocal, and I've always been a pretty open book about me and what's gone on with me and the experiences I went through. And from a very young age, life was hard, and 4 years ago I lost two very important people in my life that I'm just never going to get back, and that's something that I have to live with every day, and that's horrible, because, you know, it's just like these two people, it's just like when you're thinking, you know, one day I'm going to have a baby, one day I'm going to get married, one day I'm going to put a mortgage down on a house, one day I could move countries, and these two people aren't going to be there. These two people aren't going to see it. I'm not going to be able to ring them up and tell them when I get my very first like huge job, and it's things like that that play on my mind a lot. And, you know, people who know me know the two people I'm talking about. I'm not trying to be private about it. Like, one person was my mum and the other was someone I grew up with, and literally we were raised in the same home together. We weren't related, but, you know, I still would have called her my sister. And, you know, it's when I said in my last video that 2018 was just a shit year for me, you know, I didn't mean the whole year. I didn't mean every single day waking up was a struggle, but for some people it is. For me, I had to teach myself that I was in charge of how I felt, and I was in charge of my mind, I was in charge of my body, I was in charge of the people I spoke to that day. You know, it was all up to me. And sometimes I felt like I was purposely trying to bring myself further down, because that was the mood I was in when I woke up. I was in a bad mood, I was sad or something like that. So I kind of felt like I had to add on to that bad mood. And, you know, I've been to counselling, I've spoken to friends, I've tried meditation, and, you know, I think it helps to talk, but not everyone kind of gets the benefit of counselling or meditation. Personally, with me, I didn't really. So I started going to the nurse in my college, and I was put on antidepressants. A lot of people think the word antidepressants is kind of scary. I think people, you know, there's this big stigma behind, you know, antidepressants, and it's a huge deal, and it's really scary, and it's really serious. But, you know, you're sick, you go to the doctors and they'll put you on antibiotics for an infection. You know, because you're sick, you get put on tablets because you're sick. I'm not calling myself a victim, I'm not saying that I'm sick, but I am saying that I needed a little bit of more help than I was getting, and I got it, and I feel a lot better that I have it now. I don't think there's anything wrong with being on antidepressants or anything wrong with talking about it. I feel like a lot of people are very like, oh, I can't say that, and I don't see why not. You know, if you're going out with your friends and they're all having a drink, and it's like, oh, why aren't you having a drink? Oh, I'm on antibiotics, I can't drink. You know, some antidepressants you can't drink on. Mine are okay. I don't really drink that much anyways though, so it's fine. But I don't know, I just think that the whole stigma behind mental health, I do see a big difference in it now. I think mental health is being taken more seriously, and I think a lot more people are opening up and are trying to help other people opening up. I think people are a lot more understanding and a lot more aware of what's going on around them and the people around them and themselves. You know, the end of 2018, I was just, you know, I was having a lot of breakdowns. I was feeling very shitty about myself. I was feeling very sad. I was feeling very demotivated, very unsure of kind of where I wanted to go. And, you know, for me, it was just a case of talking to my friends, talking to my family, you know, explaining how I felt. And stress is the number one for me, I think. I get stressed out very easily. I have really bad anxiety, so I'm constantly stressed because I'm constantly worrying about everything. I feel like part of the reason as well I made this channel, and the reason I try to be as active as possible on Instagram, is because I'm so like, I've always been very aware of people's mental health, including my own, and I've always liked talking to people about how I feel, and I like when they open up and they tell me how they feel too. And I don't know, I just think it's like so important. I think it's just like, you know, if you're tired, you tell people you're tired. If you feel sick, you tell people you feel sick. Like, why? I never understood, like, you know, in college when I was going through a hard time, I literally said to my lecturer, I was like, look, my mental health's not that good at the minute. And straight away he was like, oh, of course, you know, take time out for yourself if that's what you need. And, you know, I just think that you are the most important person. You need to look after yourself. You need to look after your well-being and your mind and your body. And I think that if talking about that helps you, talk about it. If going to counselling helps, go to counselling. If going to a doctor and talking about maybe looking into antidepressants is going to help, then do that too. I don't think there's anything wrong. Once you are reaching out and looking for help for how you feel, then you're winning already. Then you're already 10 times stronger than what's beating you up. And I just think if the, you know, I feel like, so I remember so long ago people used to be like, oh, this girl is posting about how she feels depressed, that's so attention seeking. And it's like, if someone's putting stuff up on social media and they know that it's going to be seen, and yeah, it is attention seeking, but not in the I want attention kind of way. It's I need help kind of way. It's this is me venting, putting this out into the world. Who cares? Who's gonna help me? Who's going to talk about it? You know, and I kind of get the whole, you know, sometimes I would see something up online and be like, whoa, like that's kind of serious. Should you really be putting that up? But then at the same time, I'm like, well, maybe this person feels like this is the only way they're gonna get this problem off their chest, is because I just feel like it's important to show love to everybody, and I think it's important to be kind to people. You don't know what people are going through, you know. Everybody's carrying their own cross behind them, and I guess it's just helping lift it along the way can make all the difference, you know. I think I just really want 2019 to be a good year for everybody. I've had so much to deal with for such a long time, and I feel like I finally got the help I needed and did what I needed to do to get that help. And I just want everybody to be okay. I want people to be happy. I want people to be comfortable in their own skin and feel confident about talking about how they feel. You know, I think just, it sounds so cliche, but I think the positive vibes are exactly what we all need in 2019. You know, some people had a really good 2018 and that's great, but for those who didn't, and for those maybe who still aren't having such a great time, I think it's just important that we all lift each other up instead of throwing each other back down to the ground again, because, you know, one person reaching out, one song on the radio, one friend that is just a text away, it could be all that one person needs to feel better. And you could be that one person that isn't feeling so great, or you could be that one person that helps that other person feel great. And I just think it's extremely important to be so aware of what's going on around you and in your own life and in your own head, because we just have to take care of each other. And, you know, let's start this year off feeling good and spreading the good a bit more. It's just really important to me, and it always has been. And, you know, I love my friends, I love my family, I love my boyfriend, and I know that if any of them were stuck or weren't feeling the best, I know that they'd be comfortable reaching out to me, and I know that I'd be comfortable reaching out to them. And I would like to know that every single person watching this video, or that has even skipped this video, or that has seen me put up a really, like, my 10th post about this video, you know, I hope they all know that they have someone they can speak to, or have something that can help them through a tough time, because it's been kind of shit. And let's make it less shit for ourselves and for each other, I suppose. So yeah, the whole point of this is to just be kind, I suppose, in the new year. And everybody's dealing with their own issues. Everybody has their own way of dealing, I suppose. Everyone has their own way of dealing with their issues. Let's just laugh our way through the year, shall we? So yeah, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I hope at least one person watching this feels a little bit better, or feels comfortable, you know, making a change in how they feel, or feels comfortable looking for help if they didn't think of it, or knows someone that they could potentially help. Yeah, thanks for watching this video, guys, and I hope it helped.